Hello, I'm here with another sweet sake. Today we have a Nama Junmai from Niigata Prefecture. It's by the brewery Takachiyo Shuzo. It's called 59 Takachiyo Red Sake Yeast from Minamiuonuma, and that is the area in Niigata that it's from. So this brewery, it's sitting right at the foot of Makihata Mountain, which is just between Gunma and Niigata prefectures. On their website, it's actually the main photo. So it's just Mount Makihata. And part of that is because they get all of their water from the mountain. So the snow melt from the mountain gets filtered underground, and that's what's used for brewing. So this is a cool sake because it's delicately sweet, but it has this beautiful pink color. And that's coming from a mutation of yeast number 10. Yeast number 10 is known for giving beautiful ginjoka aromas, honeydew, apple, etc. But this mutation actually, the cells of the yeast create a compound, which then oxidizes and brings this color. So it has nothing to do with rice grain. It has nothing to do with added color. It is literally coming from the yeast itself. And I've never tasted this yet. I'm really excited. So the milling rate here is 65%. So they are calling it Junmai. So absolutely no additives, only koji rice yeast and water in production. And the milling rate can be anything. So in this case, it's 65. So let's try it out. I haven't encountered too many red yeast sake. I could count on one hand the amount of sakes I've seen that actually have color. And a lot of times the color is coming from the rice grain. And it reminds me of rosé wine, which is why I think your standard all-purpose glass would work perfectly. And it's a little easier to see the color now. Part of the reason I feel like, red yeast sake is kind of taking off is because the rosé category has been growing exponentially for the past 5 years. It's one of the most popular categories now. Back in the day, rosé was kind of frowned upon back when people were calling it blush, and people were drinking white Zinfandel from a big jug. Not to say I haven't enjoyed my, a white Zinfandel here and there in the beginning of my journey, but rosé has really gotten to be a respected category, and it's drank by all different demographics. So I've seen many different categories of cider, spirits, beer, even coffee, taking that rosé marketing and idea and then promoting their own products with it. So I can't say that this sake isn't going to be helped by its association with rosé wine. All right, I've never had this, and it's $47 for 500 ml, so I'm hoping it's really good. So first of all, it doesn't smell how I assume. I just assume it to start smelling like, I don't know, strawberries and peaches and stuff. It's not like that. It's just soft vanilla notes, a little bit of steamed rice. Kind of like a rich fruit, maybe like a papaya. Cantaloupe, yeah. It's like the more orangey fruits mixed with that kind of frosting, vanilla bean, and a little bit of steamed rice. So that's interesting. Okay, so I couldn't find any information on acidity or SMV, but this is not as sweet as yesterday's or the previous video, and it's not as acidic. But it is quite high in acidity, and it has a good amount of sugar. So I'd relate it to like an off-dry Riesling, something with 20 to 30 grams per liter for those of you that are studying. And even though it has very fresh acidity, it has kind of a viscousness to it. The texture is round and plump. And I do get a bit more of like a peachiness, as well as those other aromas I mentioned before. As for umami, I don't get a ton. This is still on the fresh side. It's not savory to me, but it's really cool. And it's really nice to use a wine glass because you have all that room for the aromas to accumulate. So when you take that nice sniff, you get a lot from it. But if you want to be a traditionalist or just have a little fun, I always love introducing another vessel. So this is a really cute cat vessel. I have a feeling this is a child's dessert bowl, but I like to say it's like a cross between a sakazuki and a guinomi because it doesn't fit either of those shape categories, but whatever. I'll drink out of a dessert bowl as long as it's cute. And it's almost the same color. So the outside of this bowl cup almost looks exactly the same. All right, well, kanpai. Yum.